Good morning. How's it going? Monday morning. Let's do this. Exciting times. So this purpose is to hire these people. So if you're not in this category, please leave. I'm kidding, of course. I love you all. But we are hiring quite a bit. We're expanding on engineering, on our massive pool of data. We've now rewarded almost 25 million people in the United States. And we're also hiring a platform partnerships manager. The person is responsible for propagating the Kiip platform to be even more ubiquitous, mainly with brands and in their own applications, and I'll get into that more in a second. We're looking for senior marketing hires, so startup marketing folks that understand marketplace environments, so both publisher and advertiser type of environments. A mobile engineer, actually both iOS and Android would be nice. A back-end engineer, we run on Python. There's more for infrastructure management because we consistently need to scale as new apps come on board. And then more sales guys. So LA and New York are two areas we're trying to hire for. So let me know. All right, let's get started. So those of you who are unfamiliar with Kiip, I'm going to give a bit of a background. This is a screenshot of a game called Counter-Strike. If you don't know what that is, you're not a nerd. I'm sorry. But Counter-Strike is a big part of my childhood. I played a lot of first-person shooter games. Because of that, I was really bored in school, so I decided to get out of school fast. I didn't drop out. I skipped 4 grades in elementary school and high school, and then I graduated at University of British Columbia up in Vancouver. I'm Canadian, by the way. Go Canada! Gold medal, yeah! Sorry. Very excited. And woke up at 4 a.m. to watch it, so I'm very tired right now. But anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I graduated college early, moved down to Silicon Valley, worked at a company called Digg.com. I was in business development. Unfortunately, 6 months, not minutes, felt like 6 minutes. 6 months after I got started, I got laid off. And so I decided to start Kiip, basically because I needed to stay in the country, like I was still on a visa. It was the riskiest path to take to stay in the country. But the idea for Kiip came to me because I was really sick and tired of seeing a lot of annoying banner ads on mobile apps and games. We decided that, instead of annoying you with banner ads, why not acknowledge the fact that you've achieved something meaningful in a game or an app with a reward. So that's the gist of Kiip, but I will go into a bit more about that in a second. So here's an overview of our company. We're supposed to give like an executive overview, but we have an awesome executive team. Caliber comes from guys like, from Flixster, Miniclip, Hasbro, IBM. My co-founder, Courtney, our CTO, is also from Digg. And then my other co-founder, Amadeus, who's the head of design, came from an agency called Sequence. They were well known, and he was actually well known for designing the first Chipotle iPhone ordering app. So if you have used that beauty of an app, you can thank him. And we have some amazing investors, including Verizon Ventures. Hey, hey! Mark's right there, by the way, so please bum rush him after this. He's a cool guy. Sorry, Mark. And then other investors like Digital Garage, Relay Ventures, True Ventures, Hummer Winbrad, blah, blah, blah. And I think I've got a couple more that I'm going to pop up there. Boom! American Express Ventures and Interpublic Group. Interpublic Group, as you know, is one of the big 4 ad holding companies. They have agencies like Universal McCann, Ericsson, Initiative, goes on, Deutsche, RGA, goes on and on. Our products are the following, but I will go into those in a bit. So our sort of one-punch sort of line right now is Kiip is a product that serendipitously rewards moments in consumers' lives. So we started with games. We learned that these moments occur in games that people were already playing. And so, actually, you know what? I've got this instead. I need to show you guys what our customers and our product, because that's part of the list that they sent us. So here's some of our customers. You can see that they're relatively large consumer packaged goods companies. Last year, our largest customers were guys at McDonald's, Pepsi, Procter & Gamble, Georgia Pacific, Mars Chocolate, and Unilever. Here's what our product looks like. So again, we all know Kiip as games, but We actually recently, I think early last week, announced a partnership with Meredith. Meredith is a large publisher here in the U.S. that has properties like Better Homes and Gardens and All Recipes. And so we're integrated into all their mobile apps now. And for example, in this case, Quaker wanted to own healthy moments. So in the moment that you bookmarked a healthy recipe, so this was all happened automatically. They were like, we're gonna own healthy moments, and this is gonna go across fitness apps and recipe apps. And in this case, the moment that someone bookmarked a healthy recipe, like a salad recipe or quinoa or something, you put in your email address and you can claim a free sample of Quaker oatmeal. So this was pretty awesome, and I really liked this execution because it was really good looking. So where I was going was, we started with game moments. Again, my inspiration when we first started the company was, hey, in these moments that you level up or hit a high score, you feel happy. It's a dopamine rush, right? You actually feel that something is happening. And unfortunately, at that moment, a lot of people were being slapped around in the face by an ad, but I was like, well, the best way to engage with someone when they feel like they've done something meaningful is to acknowledge and to reciprocate and to reward them. But then we expanded into moments throughout the entire day. So we started with gaming, and then we went into food and recipe, music, fitness, productivity, weather, you name it. So a lot of different categories, 6 in total now. But the strategy was to own someone's daily habits. So what are people doing throughout the day on their phones? How do we be a part of those moments? How do we add value, again, to those moments? And one of my favorites are alarm clock apps. So we're integrated into a few of those where if you wake up in the morning and you don't snooze, or you do snooze, whichever way, you could potentially be rewarded by, let's say, like Dunkin' Donuts or something. So it was a lot of fun. Pretty cool, huh? So our scale now, we're now into 2,000 apps. We are seeing about 75 million active devices every month, and almost 400 million moments a month. So these are new moments. We actually, before we existed, this moments concept within apps it wasn't really a reality, this whole notion of like a finishing a to-do or logging of a run or leveling up in a game. And so it's really astounding to see this type of numbers in terms of the number of these significant moments. So we also learned over the past 3 years that we've been around that these moments are also very, very valuable. Those items you see there are all the potential revenue streams that we've learned can come out of it. Now, we're not tackling all of them at the same time. Of course, that takes a lot of resources and actually lacks focus. But we know that there's all of this encompassed in this one currency of hyper-engagement that we call the moment. And the trend we're seeing, which is really cool, is there's this obsession in our generation today. I'm not trying to be ageist or generationist. I'm trying to say that anybody who's connected to the internet through a device has now been experiencing this, which is there's so much going on today, lots and lots of moments, right? And I only use this screenshot of said app because it is signifying this whole notion that as a generation we're obsessed with ephemerality, with the instant gratification, the need for now. And so we all live in moments now. We're spoiled, we're entitled. And so the way that brands should be engaging with you is also through the same way, is to acknowledge that you're living these moments, but actually being able to serve you in those moments then and there. But let me actually show you a quick 60-second video. We fundamentally believe that in mobile, it's really a series of moments. You evoke your phone in a moment of need. So if you're hungry, you're going to take out your food ordering app. If you're bored, you're going to load your game. If you're feeling productive, you're going to load your productivity app. For us, moments became very important very quickly because we realized that it was almost a currency that indicated hyper-engagement. You're really with someone when they're in a moment where they're feeling something. And so this would be for a game, leveling up or having a high score, or in a fitness app and logging a run and counting calories. We looked at to-dos and productivity and found that finishing a to-do was something that people found a lot of delight doing as well. And so we began to see these moments pretty much everywhere. So whether it be gaming moments, fitness moments, music moments, productivity moments, dinner moments, food moments, you name it, we wanted to create that connection with the consumer and the brand in moments that matter to them. You only have have a limited amount of time as a brand to be a part of someone's life. Now you're there when something meaningful is happening. And that is the best, most efficient way to be there while respecting the consumer. Awesome. So we wanted to use this video to show the motion of the product and also to hopefully choose a soundtrack that would make you tear up a little bit. It's really about the emotion, you know, it's really quite the intention here. So, all right, how does the flow of the product look like? So I think the first example is going to be in the left-hand side, which is a to-do list app called AnyDo. Lots of people use this app. I hope you guys are users as well. In the moment you finish a to-do, serendipitously you will be rewarded. Again, you don't know that this is happening. In this case, you're getting an Uber credit for a nice ride home. Now, we're spoiled with Uber here, but in every other city that I talk about this is mind-blowing. And I know Travis was just speaking just now, so hopefully it was a good one. And then the next example here is I showed you the Meredith example. You bookmark a recipe, you're rewarded. The flow we choose here is for you to put in your email address to claim it. You can also do passbook and SMS. The reason why we chose this flow is so that people would claim it to them to something that they could check later. The biggest issue we saw with user experience with mobile engagement is that you would be forced to do something then and there, scroll up and down and do whatever. And that's really jarring. So we said, hey, if you want to do something, if you want to claim something, you can claim it and then you can go back into what you were doing because that was the original flow of what you were part of anyways. In this case, you get an email. In the middle is one of my favorite examples as you log a run. We were challenged with a brand under Johnson & Johnson called Bengay. Some of you may have heard of Bengay. They're muscle cream for pain relief. And we're like, how do we do this? So we found fitness moments where people were working out and they're potentially going to experience muscle pain. But instead of giving them a tube of muscle cream, which is kind of awkward, we said, hey, here's a free song download for your next workout playlist. So kind of taking this sort of ancillary, looking at the behaviors that are going to be meaningful in the moment and associating Bengay with that moment where potentially you would need their product was really, really cool. You can claim it via email. So not only can we do physical products as rewards, but we can also do virtual. So this is actually a big business of ours in the last few years. It's growing quite substantially, but the idea for brands to take virtual content and goods and things that are worth value within an app and a game and to reward you with it. So in this case, this is with M&M's, which is awesome. And basically M&M's wanted their own sweet moments and basically enhance your game. Everything's better with M&M's, gaming is better with M&M's. I think there was one acknowledging that your fingers would have chocolate on them as well, which was really funny. But again, the whole idea is they would sponsor, X virtual currency. In non-game executions, what's been really cool is, for example, in recipe apps, there are going to be some a la carte premium content, exclusive lessons, exclusive recipes. These things would then be unlocked by brands as well, which was a lot of fun. We continue to find out how virtual goods can be sort of elevated in examples like these. So again, we've made it really turnkey. I've been taught to use the word turnkey in front of clients just because it's an awesome keyword. So turnkey is the keyword. And the way that we do this, for example, with targeting is, yes, you have some very basic ways to target like demographics. And by the way, we find out about this information first party. So in the units, when someone claims a reward, they actually have the ability to answer a question. So what's your age, what's your gender? We can even ask more sort of robust questions like, are you a dog owner and do you enjoy working out on weekends? I mean, really fun things so we can begin to learn and build more profiles. By the way, the response rate on those survey modules, as we call them, is about 80%. So people actually want to tell us more about who they are and their habits, because what that enables us to do is give them better rewards. You actually do location down to zip code, which is a lot of fun. And then also, this is fun. So you got carrier targeting, device targeting, and you're going to do connection types. So you can find people on the go or at home, which is really fun between Wi-Fi and mobile. And we have an awesome dashboard as well. So we've now opened up this dashboard to any brand to sign up to. So when you get a chance, definitely sign up, have fun, go wild. So what's our strategy for this year? What's our execution plan? There's a lot of things, but the main ones are number 2 and number 3. So media, as you acknowledge, is a huge part of our revenues today, but number 2 and number 3 are really important. So self-service. We launched this in October of last year. Super cool. It is quickly becoming a major star in our product lineup. And so the idea here is less of like the major guys like the Procter & Gamble, the Unilevers, those guys will continue to be serviced by our accounts teams, but more about e-commerce. So any of you that have startup or whatever e-commerce acquisition needs, user acquisition, subscription acquisition, you name it, we can do it. So we can count some of our clients there on the right-hand side: Lyft, Hotel Tonight, Vistaprint, Proflowers, Jewelment, Hotels.com. Pretty amazing stuff. A lot of these guys basically reward people with credits or trials, and the redemption rates are insane. But this is something you can set up on your own now, and we've begun rolling it out globally. So Hotel Tonight, for example, is using us to grow their presence in Europe, which is a big new market for them, and in South America. So the idea is to give away 25 pounds or 25 euros in credit. And Hotels.com is doing the same, and then Vistaprint is also doing the same, so a lot of international growth, which is really cool. So number 3, as you caught there in that bubble, was CRM and loyalty. So we've basically built a way for our product to now be embedded into your own apps to help you manage your own rewards. So many ways for me to say this really quickly is like we're the PayPal of rewards. So instead of having like a Unilever or a Procter & Gamble or McDonald's rewards pumped through your app, you can manage it on your own. One of our big upcoming executions for this, and you guys are going to love this, is with the Stagecoach app. So the Stagecoach Concert Festival will be integrating us into their app, and there's the ability for artists to actually manage their own rewards in the app, so that when you add an artist to your schedule, for example, in that moment, boom, there's a reward like a free song download, some swag, you know, maybe a potential VIP meet and greet, really cool stuff like that. So again, there's no like external rewards like a McDonald's reward showing up at the Stagecoach app, but they're using our platform to manage their own rewards, which is really cool. Actually, one that's live right now is if you all download Snoopify, which is a Snoop Lion app. Well, Snoop Dogg, he changed his name. If you like take a picture of someone, you Snoopify them, you like put like toques on their face and like the beanie and stuff, you could be potentially rewarded by Snoop in the moment. And this is all using our platform, which is really, really fun. Now, onto more serious stuff. The Meredith example is actually a serious execution of our platform across the mobile properties. This is really exciting for us because it's the first way that we've been able to help work with a major publisher to help them manage their own rewards from their own brands, and also to have us be able to bring in rewards as well. So this was a bit of the press about it last week. That was definitely my main goal last week, was to get the word out for that. So again, back to the hiring. If you know anybody who's awesome in these 6 areas, please let me know. Well, 7 because of the 2 AE positions. And I think that's it. So I think we have a bit of time for questions. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Brian. Who's got questions? Oh, come on.
I think people are tired of me speaking now because I've been to so many conferences. We're good?
Talk to us a little bit about the moments. What are really the next ones that you're going to own, right? Because how do you see? Because this is something that you evangelize really hard about. How do you see other people trying to take advantage of this concept of that, capturing that ephemerality, of having that glimpse of our attention and delving deep with that? Do you see other brands taking that on?
Yeah, we've had people come to us with amazing sort of suggestions. So lots of categories have come up, like education, for example. I mean, there's a lot of moments in that and apps where you're learning. You can help them enjoy learning more, learn faster, encouraging those types of behaviors. Another one that's really been really interesting is travel. So the idea that, knowing someone's delayed, knowing someone's booking, in those very precise moments, that's where the acknowledgement can really occur. So, we're hoping that this platform allows us not to really need to have some heavy hand in sort of being able to define all of that, but letting people run with it. So if people have their own apps, they can now manage their own rewards. You could have an app like, this actually happened a few weeks ago. We had a university researcher that's doing something on insulin and diabetes patients. So they have an app that actually will help you log your insulin treatments or whatever. And they actually integrated us to reward people using our platform with their own rewards. So, there's no McDonald's rewards are going to go in that, don't worry, or chocolate. But the idea would be helping them sort of use the platform to pinpoint the right moments to reward people. And really, I'm hoping that what we can do as we grow is to continue this trek to spread the word about serendipity, that the whole notion of rewarding is not designed to be dangled as a carrot and a stick. Too often we are confused as a group that rewards always have to be explained and have told ahead of time. These are the things you need to do to get whatever. our whole notion is that when you do whatever you're doing, the one-liner we use is rewards typically define the behavior, but we think behavior should define the rewards. And that's really the big trek that we've been operating on. We believe that that philosophy should continue to be pervasive throughout the startup ecosystem and beyond. And we know that we've been making great progress with that across the board already.
Yeah, talk to us a little bit more about how you partner with startups, because when I talk to young companies, a really early stage especially, and I'm like, well, what's your revenue model? And they're like, well, we have Kiip right now, so we're making a little bit of money off of that.
Great.
How do you reach out to those folks, and what has your growth been like in terms of, are you profitable? How close are you? Are you taking on more fundraising? Where are you on that?
Yeah, so we're helping a lot of startups generate revenue, which is awesome. We're excited about that. And we continue to support. So every year we have this build fund thing. Last year we did that $100,000 build fund. This year we're going to do a little bit of a spin on that. We haven't really announced anything on that yet, but we will let you guys know. We are supporting them in their partying endeavors at South by Southwest with our party with Biz Marquee. Yeah, that is happening Saturday evening. So definitely Google that and check it out. Yeah, I mean, and then also user acquisition. So a large part of what we notice a lot of startups have needs for user acquisition, whether it be a smaller one that needs, the first few guys that are, going to pay subscription fees or use their app or whatever it may be, or much larger guys are expanding internationally. We have the capabilities to help with that.
Other questions?
Hi, Brian. I see you everywhere. My question for you is this. Your platform, because you focus on gamification and games and you reward these moments, do you limit yourself to certain age groups, to certain markets you can't really reach because they're not into games? So are you focused primarily into the games market, the young people, or, for example, the senior people, like senior people and mature people don't play games. So do you not reach those people at all?
Yeah, were you in the earlier part of the conversation? Yeah, so I spent most of it talking about how we're not in games as a major part of our category. So that hopefully answers it. So we're in 6 different categories: games, fitness, food, music, productivity, and music. And actually, old people do play games, dude. They do. I know. And my mom loves Mahjong Deluxe. And in fact, she plays that all the time, and we're integrated in that. She claims all the rewards, which is awesome for our revenue from that little corner of Vancouver. She's awesome. But yeah, no, there's a whole wide swath. Our whole strategy is to find daily activities that people are engaged in across demographics. And to the extent to which that smartphone becomes more pervasive, we will continue to be a part of people's daily moments.
Hey, I was wondering what kind of data do you have that you make publicly available comparing the effectiveness of advertising through Kiip compared to, say, like Facebook or Google?
Or to acquire users.
Sure.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So there's 2 sides that we can help with, obviously the monetization and the acquisition. Monetization, our average eCPMs net to developers all of last year was $8, which is amazing from a mobile standpoint. So that was for monetization. From a acquisition standpoint, the way that we help go all the way down the funnel, so from top of the funnel to the end of the funnel and people acquiring, we basically ensure that on a monthly basis there is an ROI positive equation. So let's say you spend $5,000 a month and you give out these credits. You have your cost of the engagement, which is the cost per engagement of someone putting an email, just claim it, which comes out of the $5,000 budget, and then you have your credits as well. So all the startups and the companies we work with calculate, the total costs of how much it costs them to run that campaign, and then also the number of customers that came in and spent with them. And if it's net ROI positive, then they definitely come back and spend with us again. And so our retention rates on those clients are now 77%, and that went up from 66% the month prior. So we can continue to improve that, because we know that what really matters, especially for e-commerce, is you need to know that what you're spending is going to get you positive ROI, and that's a big focus for that.
Thanks, Brian.
Thank you.